Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing well. Today I have decided to make a video on how much it cost me to move from Toronto to Regina, Saskatchewan by road. So it was about 2 years ago. We decided to move from Toronto to Saskatchewan, and it took us 3 days to get here. It was a road trip, so we decided to go by road instead of going by air. So if I talk about some of the cost that was there before we started moving, it was the baggage cost. So we had to send about 5 baggages through Canada Post. That cost us around $475. We did have one issue with our baggage. One of our baggage was lost when it was coming to Saskatchewan, but thank God everything worked out, and we did get that baggage after about 2 to 3 months when we got here. So that was the cost of baggage. So we were thinking of getting the furniture moved as well from Toronto to Saskatchewan. We got a quote from various companies, and on average, it was about $3,000. That was for a furniture for one bedroom. So, however, we decided to not transport. Get the furniture transported from Toronto to Saskatchewan. We decided once we get here, we'll buy the furniture from here. So if we would have done that, that would have been $3,000. So, but again, that expense was not there. Another expense that was there was the expense of gas. So from Toronto to Saskatchewan, it is about 2,700 kilometers by road. So the expense that we had for gas was about $420 almost. Based on the gas price at that time, it was roughly around $1.6 per liter at that time, and this could again vary depending on how much is the average of your car. So for us, it was about $420 that we spent for gas. Again, it was winter time, so we moved here in December. It was cold, so I believe that's why we consumed more gas, which would be different if we were traveling in summer. That could have cost us less. So that was the gas expense. Apart from that, we also had to stay in between when we were traveling for 2 nights. So we took our first stop at Wawa. It's about 9 hours drive from Etobicoke, Ontario. That was our first stop. It took us about 9 hours to drive from Etobicoke, Ontario to Wawa. That was still in Ontario. And then we had already booked a place to stay there. The cost for that was $106. So we stayed there for one night. Next day we moved again from Wawa. We did have few stops in between, even on our first day, and again on our second day, and on the third day as well. So on second day we traveled from Wawa, and after just like few stopovers for lunch and for some other breaks, we ended up at Dryden. That was another place, another town in Ontario. That was about the same distance, 9 hours from Wawa to Dryden. So on the second night, we reached Dryden. We made a stop over there. We had already booked a place over there as well. This was a little bit more expensive than the first stop, so this cost us about $175. And then on the next day, on the third day, we started traveling again. This time we didn't make any stop at night. We started from Dryden, just took few small stops in between, few small breaks in between, and then we ended up in Regina, Saskatchewan. It took us about 10 hours on that day, and then we reached at home in Regina at around 10 p.m. at night. So that was the cost of, I would say, stops that we had planned for 2 nights. Apart from that, there was cost of food involved as well. Um, and coming before I get to the food cost, I would also say that the cost for stopping over for 2 nights, it could be different because some people, if you're a single person, I was traveling with family, so I decided to stop for 2 nights. For a single person, it is possible to do the full trip in 2 days as well, so they can just stop for one night and then drive the other day as well and get to Saskatchewan. Thirdly, there was cost of food as well. So the cost of food was roughly about $100 to $150 per day. So on average, I would say it cost us around $400 for the full trip for the food for 3 days. We had because again it was different at different places. We had to make stops at different places, so the cost was different at different places. That's why it varied. Also, I would like to mention it's always a good idea to have some food in your car just in case if anything happens and if you're not able to buy the food on your way. Another expense was the rent expense. So we had to give the 1 month rent in advance, and also make a deposit of 1 month's rent. So that was about $2,200 for us. Again, it would vary depending on different people. For families, it would be different. For a single person, it would be different. So that was that. And when you get here to Saskatchewan, wherever you are, depending on your family size, if you're a single person, your expense for buying the other regular stuff like the household stuff, like kitchen stuff, crockery and other things, it would vary definitely based on how much is your family size. For a single person, I would say it could be around $500 to $1,000 depending on the needs. For us as a family, it cost us around $2,000 for just the regular day stuff that we had to buy when we came here to Regina. Last expense I would like to discuss is furniture expense. Again, this is different for everyone. So for a single person, it could be different. For us, it cost us around $8,000 to buy the furniture. Again, the furniture, as you would already know, is definitely expensive. Just one king size bed plus one king size mattress would cost you about $3,000. So you can definitely see how much it would be costing you at that point. So again, if you're a single person, it would be different for you. So we won't include that in the expenses that would cost us. So like if I break it down, $475 for the luggage, $420 for the gas, $281 were for the stays that we made at the hotel. For food, I would take about $400, $2,200 for the 1 month rent in advance plus the 1 month deposit, and plus the $2,000 for the house stuff that we had to buy when we came here to Saskatchewan. So that cost us in total $5,776, and that's excluding the furniture. So if you include the furniture, for us it was about $13,700 almost. So again, it would vary for someone if they're a single person, that would be different for them. But just keep in mind, excluding the furniture, it would be about $5,700 on average for a family if they're taking a road trip from Toronto to Saskatchewan. So this is how much it cost us. If you have traveled from Toronto, Please mention the comments below how was your experience, and if there was another expense that you had that we didn't have. So just mention that in the comments, and if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching and have a good day.